Here we go. Oh my gosh. Well, that's that, folks. There is no recovering the AN-12 here. We are diving down. We've lost one wing, and it's going to be right into the water. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I am back in BeamNG.Drive. In the last video, I tried to land an airplane on a highway. This time, we're gonna see if we can try to land a plane after a mid-air collision, which is probably not gonna end well. So I've got myself a much larger airplane, and this should be pretty interesting. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So for those wondering, this is the AN-12. This is a pretty cool cargo aircraft, and yeah, we're gonna take off, and it's probably going to be a pretty catastrophic flight, as we are going to encounter another airplane. Alright, here we go. Let's go ahead and pull back on the control column, and there we are. We are in the air. We'll raise the landing gear, and we are pretty much good to go. Alright, so we're at a pretty reasonable altitude now, and I do really like all of these functioning gauges. It actually looks like a proper flight sim model. And unfortunately, this really nice model is, well, going to be destroyed, as we are going to encounter the B-25, which is another very detailed aircraft. Doesn't have too many working gauges, but still a very nice airplane overall. So yeah, let's go ahead. We're going to start recording here, and we are going to witness some pretty serious destruction. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Well, that's that, folks. There is no recovering the AN-12 here. We are diving down. We've lost one wing, and it's going to be right into the water. There it is. Wow. Well, that ended very quickly. Let's take a look at how the other airplane's doing. Oh. Well, not good either. Alright, so let's go ahead and watch that in slow motion. You can see the airplane approaching the B-25 there, and it looks like the first point of contact was that propeller on the cockpit windows, and then there it goes. It's over. They both make contact, starting with the right wing, and then the B-25 makes contact with the Antonov's right wing. So both right wings were impacted first on both aircrafts, and there it is, complete disintegration. At this point, the B-25 has lost its cockpit, its right wing, and is pretty much being ripped apart by not only the air forces that are in play with it, you know, not being really aerodynamic anymore, but also all of the debris that's caught up with it. The right wing of the Antonov is now wrapped up in the fuselage of the B-25. It's a huge mess, and even parts of the B-25 are now stuck to the Antonov because there was obviously a forceful impact there. At this point, the Antonov is beginning to spiral. It's lost its right wing and all but one engine, and if we go over to the B-25, you can see that the wing of the Antonov is actually embedded into the fuselage now. We're about to see it make contact, though. Here we go, and boom, there it is. Alright, so this time around, I've loaded up the Antonov with some cargo, and I'm going to try that mid-air collision again, but I want to see what happens if we try to take the tail off. I wonder if we'll still be able to fly it, or at least control it so we can get it into a landing position, even if it means landing on the ocean. Alright, I'm going to get the airplane all steady, and we should be good. And once it is level, I'm going to freeze the game. And let's go ahead and spawn the aircraft right on top of the plane, and it should theoretically fly back and hit the tail. Alright, and that should do it. So in 3, 2, 1. Alright, well, we've lost the tail, and there goes the B-25. Alright, let's see if we can control it. And yes, we can. Although it is kind of sort of sliding around. I don't know if that's what you would call it. It's fishtailing a lot, and that's because it's lost that support that prevents it from doing that, which is the tail. Yeah, let's go ahead and put this down over the water if possible. Oh my gosh, okay, that was a mistake. turning too far left or right yeah, it's gonna cause a big problem. Let's do it here. We're gonna pull up at the last minute. Oh my gosh. Well, we literally skipped across the water. We did a lot of damage to the airplane. I've got almost no control. And there's that. Oh, wow. Okay, so yeah, you can see how much damage just going along the water did there. It ripped out the landing gear, tore out a chunk of the airplane near the back. Yeah, this thing was done for as soon as it hit the water there. There was severe damage to the airframe, and it's quite literally bent. Well then, we've seen mid-air collisions, pretty catastrophic damage. You may have been able to land it if you were an expert pilot, but certainly for me, that is not the case, and this was the result. So let's try something different with the same airplane, but I don't think we're going to be making it off the runway. Right now, we're going to be doing some maintenance to the runway. Unfortunately, the controller has not shut down the airport for maintenance. Thus, the airplane's going to take off, and it's going to make contact with this pretty hefty truck. All right, here we go. We're going to try to pull up. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that was a big boom. We're turning to the right, and we're going to crash. There it is. Well, I can certainly say we would have not made it out of there alive. Now it's time to take a look at, well, what exactly happened to this truck. So I'm just gonna stand back a little bit. As you can see, the airplane is rolling down the runway, and, yeah, I don't think this is gonna be, going too well. Oh, actually, it did all right. It only struck the landing gear, and, oh my gosh, it actually caught fire. So, yeah, if you were sitting in there, that would definitely not be good. But I expected the truck to be completely disintegrated. I guess we just, well, bumped into it a little bit. And as you can see, oh my gosh, let's stop that from happening. The cockpit was squished quite a bit. You can see this is where the opening would be to enter the cockpit. And, yeah, that's definitely not good. All right, so we saw what happened to a truck. Now let's find out what happens to another airplane. Just not as big as the B-25, more like something a bit smaller. The airplane really likes to turn left a little bit, but it's not going to spare that. Oh my gosh. Surprisingly, we don't seem to have too much damage. We are veering off to the right a little bit. Oh my gosh. This is not good. Uh-oh. We are in the water. We are actually floating. What the heck? Oh, we're sinking. Well, we were a boat for a brief moment in time. And now we are, well, at the bottom. So that's what the AN-12 would look like if it jumped off the end of the runway and crashed into a body of water. We're going to go into 4 times slower than real time, and boom, there it is. Oh my gosh, it got wedged between the fuselage, the ground, and the landing gear. It blew out that tire there. The front one is still somehow spinning and sparking. Or actually, I think those sparks are coming from the airplane, the small one. Whatever happened, we veered off the runway. We went onto this taxiway, and then this building here was a big problem. I think this came in contact with one of the engines. We're about to find out. Here we go. Yep, there it was. Literally destroyed the whole engine. And then this thing here, which, didn't do wonders for the wing. Yep, there goes the wing. The airplane was flying for a period of time, just a brief moment, and then crashed into the beach and the water. And what's amazing is, it floated. It actually became its own boat for a period of time. But unfortunately not for super long. As you can see, it then eventually went to the bottom. Now, I know you guys probably want to see it, but we're going to take this Antonov and put it up against this Antonov. This is going to be very interesting. Now, I noticed the airplane likes to turn left a little bit, so I'm going to give it right, I guess you'd call it right yoke, because that's what this control is, to try and counteract that. But I think we're good. And at the last minute, I'm going to try to pull up. Oh boy. Yep, here we go. We're gonna try to take off, and that is that. Holy cow. We are still moving. We're still going. The cockpit is very destroyed. Oh, well, it's now completely destroyed. Holy cow. All right, here we go. We've got this cargo plane basically on the taxiway, entering the runway. And then all the way down here, we've got our main plane. This is the one that I was flying, of course. And it begins rolling down the runway. And yeah, this is going to be pretty catastrophic. We'll first watch this in real time, and then we'll go into slow motion. But as you can see, it's coming down the runway, and boom, there it is. Holy cow. Amazingly, none of the landing gear failed on this thing, which is just a testament to its build quality. Now we're going to go ahead and watch this in slow motion, so I'm going to go down to 2 times speed, or 2 times slower than real time, and then really slow it down here. And we'll see exactly what type of carnage unfolded. So the front of the airplane is about to make contact with the propellers, which is not great. But there it is. And what surprised me the most is that the one rolling down the runway just didn't split this one in half. I kind of expected that was going to happen, but no. It's pretty crazy to see in slow motion all these parts going everywhere. This engine went up like crazy. And then the propeller associated with that engine is now way up here. Well then, amidst all this chaos, if you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and a comment. And I'll see y'all next time, guys. Goodbye.